Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am still working on my little miniature abstract pieces for Abstract August. This one is day 5 and the word prompt was award. So yep, you guessed it. It's a gold medal. Kind of looks bronze, but the paint was Artesa's Aztec Gold. I was suggested that color on one of Robin McClendon's videos and bought it. I'm so susceptible to influence, I tell ya. I thought I needed it. I have so many golds now. Okay, moving on. So yeah, it's gonna look like a medal from the Olympics, sort of ish. This is another one of my favorite colors. It's indithyrene blue. I'm just taking off some bulk of that, and yeah, because it was taking forever to dry. So I'm just going to cover that up. So I'm actually going around the edges because whatever I put next, I think I'd do a yellow color and I didn't want it to just disappear. So this is my way of putting some dark around the edges, and there we go. That lovely color, and I'm saying that sarcastically. But it works. It's been working in some situations. It doesn't look too bad. I wouldn't say it's this situation. So now I'm going to add some brown to the back of that, just for some darkness, contrast. And I'm so messy. You see here I'm cleaning up my acrylic base, but by today, it's today that I'm doing the voiceover, the 15th, it's a mess. I'm gonna have to like scrape it off when I'm done. Alright, so I gave it some more texture and I'm adding a layer of black, and this should be the lifting point now. Yeah, okay. So that blue with the black behind it and all that stuff behind it, it just looks black. So the ribbon ends up looking black. The gold doesn't come off very well. Yeah, see, I have a big chunk right there. So I just do it again, right over the top, make it extra shiny. And I should have left it here. I mean, it's simple, but I felt like it needed more, and I missed the blue. So I grabbed this as a stencil by Robin McClendon, and I do white and then go over it with blue. So I do the white first so the blue will show up. And I shouldn't have lifted it, but I was thinking, give it time to dry. But it probably would have been better off just kind of letting it dry a little bit and then putting the blue on, because you end up with a white border because didn't get it lined up well enough. Putting it back on. Or maybe some of the paint went around the edges. I don't know. It looks lined up. And it doesn't look like it goes with. It's just like these random blue zigzags across the top of this thing. I know, I felt like maybe the metal was too literal. I wanted to add something. So, anyway. Alright, that was day 5, and the prompt was award. And there we have that one. I was holding it there so you could see the shine of that. Alright, on to the next one. This one is day 6, and the prompt, one word prompt, was insect. So I recently got this butterfly stencil and I decided I wanted to use it, and just having the wing is kind of an abstract looking image, right? Does this count as abstract? It's an abstraction of kind of thing? What do you think? So I lifted that off and then put it back on. I should have left it on, added the yellow, and then taken it off and left that blue wet underneath. Because the blue kind of sticks a little bit to the stencil doing it this way. I'm adding a little bit of opaque yellow just because that was more transparent than I was hoping for. Alright, so I lift. See, it's taking a little bit of the blue with it. That's okay. I let it dry, and then we're going to add white. I believe, oops, yeah, I dropped the pen right in the paint. And we're going to use that to lift. And this one's just going to be real simple. These are all pretty simple and basic. Because when you do one a day for the whole month, yeah, they have to be kind of quick, right? So I wanted the butterfly wing to stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going around it with my Stabilo All pencil. And then I'll hit it with a little bit of water to darken it. And create a little bit of shading so it stands out a little bit. Trying to keep the black within the square or the rectangle of the frame. Trying to decide if it needs more. And I guess we're done. So insect. And there's that one. I took those pictures with my cell phone and it's not been focusing very well lately. I think I need a new phone. It's kind of old anyway. And it's very cracked. Okay, so this next word prompt was integrate. So I decided the kind of, is that chevron herringbone sort of brick pattern? I could do multiple colors and kind of integrate them. They look integrated. Is that does that count? I don't know. I just had fun adding the different colors. So I put the purple down. This time I left the stencil down, and then I put yellow down, and I'm gonna lift. I just want a little bit of yellow to stay around the edges. So I am trying to lift the majority of that yellow back up. And you'll see when I lift it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add blue now. And that one, I believe, stays. There we go. See how you can see a little bit of yellow? I did let that dry. And I'm just using some white paint to lift that up. Just want to get it down to the baseline. And there's very, very little yellow. And I don't think you see a lot of the yellow when I lift it. There's a little bit. So that was my idea for integrate. I integrated those 3 colors. How's that? All right. On to the next one. This So the next one, the word prompt was map, and I still had those marks on my gel plate because I was behind and I was trying to catch up, so I did a couple in a day. And I have this piece of map, and I figured I would print that onto the map, and then I would glue that down to my base, which is actually Bristol vellum that I've cut down so that each piece has a 1-inch border all the way around. Now I'm just trying to make sure that's the right size, and then I decide to give it a torn edge all the way around. But I don't make you watch me do that whole thing. There we go. And then I'm just going to take some gel medium and glue that down. And I can't leave it at that, so we're going to add some more color. This time I decide to mix a little bit of blue and white. There we go. This one is going in layers, so I'm going to put a stencil down and then stamp with the color. So if any of you doing the Abstract August challenge? Are you a member of the Art Joy of Sharing Facebook group? It's a lot of fun. It's a good group. Everybody's really friendly, and it's a great place to share your art. So here I'm just doing a light color, or a light layer of white, and I picked another stencil, and we're just going to stamp that down. Now it's really hard to tell that it's a map. I decided, since it's a map, it needs to have grungy sort of edges. So I'm taking that, I don't know if it's burnt. It reminds me of yellow ochre, burnt umber, burnt ochre, I don't know. Then I'm just kind of patting the edges. I want it to just barely be on the edges. Alright, and it got a little bit dry, so I'm just going to use some of that gel medium to lift it. So I'm trying to put a thin coat of that, and then we'll just stamp it down. There we go. Does that look more like an antique map? Well, not that you can tell that's a map unless you look closely. And that was day 8. And you can see it's kind of upside down. The map part, that is. Alright, so the next one, I thought I'd throw a 5th one in here because it's just a super quick one. The word prompt was monochrome, So I went with a monochromatic and I went for purple. So I'm just creating a real simple design using my catalyst tool. And I'm just tearing out some pieces of deli paper into some wonky shapes. Sort of circle-y shapes, I guess. Use those as masks, and then we're just going to stamp it on the background. And then I decided to take some purple and just shade around those a little bit to give them more dimension. I watered it down a little bit just for some gradation. And really that is it on that one. So I'm getting closer to being caught up. I hope you're liking these videos. If you are, please give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment. And thank you all for watching. Have a great day.